All right, DBs, let's talk about playing the sticks, okay? So this play is third down. When it's third down, it makes it a lot easier for us DBs because we know they have to get to the sticks, okay? Uh, the receiver, no matter what he does, he has to get here. So even if he were to run a slant, okay, we can just drive here and we would meet him before the sticks. So a slant from this distance isn't likely. Let's take a look at the technique that the DB is using. Okay, so he's reading the quarterback. The reason why we know that is as a receiver gets into his route, he's still looking at the quarterback. Okay, so he's reading his drop. If it's a three-step, we are thinking that the ball is coming out quick. Okay, drops are predicated based on the distance of the route. All right, so we're not going to run a five-step drop and run a slant. All right, it's not going to add up. The DB's or the receiver is going to be in his slant before the quarterback gets done with his drop. All right, and you're not going to run a short route on a deep drop. So if it's the 7-step drop, you're not going to run a short route. It doesn't add up, right? So short drop usually means short routes. Yes, you can run a fade. You can run a fade from a 3-step. So it's third down. We're thinking no matter what he runs, whether it's here, okay, whether it's here, all right, whether he just curls, okay, he has to get to the stick. So we are going to be very, very slow out of our pedal. So as the play snap, the DB still has his head at the quarterback. Okay, he's reading the drop. He turns his head because it was a 3-step drop. All right, so at this point, you need to be patient. You can have a very, very slow pedal. All right, when you're reading the quarterback, what we call read steps, you can have a slow pedal. Or like this DB does, he reads and then gets right into a scooch technique. Okay? I'll make a video going over the scooch technique in detail. But at this point, when you're in a scooch technique, you're not respecting any vertical threats, okay? The scooch is designed for you to stay patient, stay square, but at the same time, turning your chest to the receiver, getting ready to break, okay? So if I'm scooching, the foot closest to the ball will be forward, all right? And we're just pushing back, pushing back, pushing back. We're not really in a pedal. The reason why is we pretty much want to be able to plant off of that outside foot, and we're getting ready to plant off that outside foot. So just let's talk about the splits. Based on the splits alone, if the receiver clears the slant window, okay, it's pretty much a hitch, a dig, or some type of comeback. So we're just ready to plant at all 3 angles, okay? So as he scooches back, notice that he's patient. All right, the receiver gets his head around. Like I said, the scooch allows you to put that right foot in the ground and get a cleaner break. Boom. He breaks. All right, as he breaks through, he's able to get his hands on the ball. All right, so again, when we're thinking sticks, when we're thinking third down, we're thinking no matter what, they have to get here. So you want to be patient. Reads 3-step. All right, sees the sticks, plants his foot in the ground, goes to get it. All right, now let's take a look at how we play the sticks from the press position, okay? So we're in the boundary. Again, use all information to your advantage, okay? So we're in the boundary. Right away, we're thinking if he takes an outside release, we're going to squeeze him to the sideline. All right, he's going to run a hitch or some type of comeback. He could get all the way and run an in, but we're thinking sticks. We're being patient, all right? Especially if this receiver is slow off the line. So if the receiver is slow off the line, we're thinking slow and patient for us, okay? So as we get through, you have to know who you're guarding, right? This is John Brown. John Brown is one of the fastest guys on the field right now, and he's not trying to get out. All right, he's comfortable with us being on top. If he wanted to get on top, he would have his head down, or he'd be hiding his shoulder, and he would be digging to get on top of us, okay? So DBs, as you're playing on third down, if a receiver is not trying to get on top of you, that means he's going for the sticks, all right? So on third down, we should be thinking sticks anyway, but a slow release by the receiver will pretty much just confirm that he's trying to get to the sticks, all right? So we're patient, we're patient. Notice the DB's footwork, okay? Just because we know he's getting to the sticks does not mean our footwork and our technique aren't important, okay? Take a look at the kick step. All right, the kick step not only allows us to stay square, but it forces the receiver to widen his release, okay? If the receiver gets a free release, if we just open the gate, all right, that means that he runs right through where we are. The gate's closed, all right? We have to affect the timing. Even if it's not with our hands, we can affect it with our feet. Because we kick step, the receiver has to go wider than he wants to. All right, and the fact that we have the sideline to our advantage is very, very important that he cannot just get a free release and we open the gate. All right, now look, he is about 2 yards from the sideline. All right, and he has nowhere to go. All right, he actually tries to attack our blind spot and then get here, but notice he has to get to the sticks. Okay, because we don't allow a free release, all right, and he knows he doesn't have time to get back inside and he's not able to swipe our hand, we actually get him to stop his route a little sooner than he wants to. All right, we're on top. All right, we're reading the hip. We can read the shoulder. The shoulder is closer. Hip drops, the shoulder will drop as well. Okay, so we're on top. We're thinking we need to be patient. He's not trying to beat us vertical. We have to be smart. All right, he's getting to the sticks. He shuts down early. The reason he shuts down early is because we do not open the gate. He didn't get a free release. He went a yard wider than he wanted to. Okay, tries to steal the blind side. But because we're patient and we have enough separation for him not to swipe us by, he pretty much has to stop. All right, so even if he catches this ball, he still wouldn't have a first down. We ended up getting a pass breakup, but having good feet at the beginning of the route allowed for us to make this play. All right, so good feet are just as good as hands when it comes to playing the press technique. Knowing he has to get to the sticks allows us to play a lot slower with good patience. All right, let's take a look at another example of playing the sticks, okay? So it doesn't matter who we're guarding, knowing that they have to get to the sticks on third down is to our advantage. Whether it's press or whether it's off, we have to be patient. And the receiver's release will tell us right away if he's trying to get to the sticks. You don't want to gamble. You still have to read what this receiver is going for. Off the release will tell you whether he's going to be deep or whether it's going to be short. A lot of coordinators, offense coordinators, are smart and they know that we're taught to play the sticks. So they'll set us up by running deep routes when we're expecting short. Okay, so you still have to be patient and disciplined in your technique. If we are at the bottom of the numbers, especially if it's third down, all right, the first routes we're thinking to shut down is the slant. All right, and we're thinking comeback or we're thinking hitch. They could run a dig, all right, but that's all they really have time for on third down, and those are the most popular routes. All right, so on the release, let's see what the DB does. Okay, he kick steps. All right, he does a good kick step. I would ideally his left foot would be more this way, so that it would widen the receiver's release a little bit more. He does a good job of kick stepping, but if the receiver wanted to, he could still go right through where we are. Okay, so the DB kick steps, but ideally, again, it would be more this way, so we can squeeze the receiver to the sideline. All right, so at this point, again, the sticks are right here. He can still play the slant. He's reading the shoulder. Again, a lot of coaches are taught to teach DBs to read the hip, but the shoulder will tell you just as much when you're in this progression, okay? So as we get out, the DB's not in a rush to be vertical. He knows that I'm on top of the receiver because he wants me to be, okay? It's third down. I know he's going to break somewhere around the sticks. It might not be exactly at the sticks. Good receivers will run past the sticks, so when they come back to the ball, they'll still have enough yardage, okay? So he's on top. He actually gives a delayed jam. All right, so when receivers are in their route, they're not hiding that shoulder. They're not doing any wiggle like they do at the line of scrimmage. Their chest is out, all right? So especially at the high school, college level, you can put your hands on a receiver as long as you're not holding, but you can put your hands on a receiver until the ball is in the air. All right, so this is a good tip or a trick that DBs can use. All right, be patient at the line of scrimmage. Don't give too much. All right, stay on top. Now when he presents his chest, we could actually get a jam. All right. Once the receiver gets jammed because he wasn't expecting it, he immediately stops his route. All right. He stops early. This route was designed to be here. All right, because we're patient, because we got our hands on him, we got a delayed jam. All right, he stops his route early. That's the purpose of any jam. All right, the jam is designed to throw off timing. When you get a good jam on a receiver, it speeds up his timing, and they usually stop short on the route, or it usually gets them off target a little bit. All right, so this is an all-pro receiver. He gets jammed at the top of the route and he immediately stops. We're able to get an interception just from being where we're supposed to be. All right, we weren't high. If we were too high, he could swipe us by. We get a good jam. All right, but we know he has to get to the sticks. Again, when we are playing the sticks, we are patient. Patient, patient, patient. We know at some point he's going to have to stop. All right, we get a good jam, and we actually get an interception out of it.